Cities and Knights, Catan's most popular expansion. And many of its top players believe that starting from 4th position is the best. But they are wrong, and here's the proof. In fact, if you ever get to choose which position to play from, I recommend that you, based on this data, choose 3rd position. And that's not all, because I have 11 graphs and takeaways for you that will change the way you look at how to win Cities and Knights. So let's begin. As you know, in Cities and Knights, you get to upgrade your city calendar from level 0 all the way up to level 5. And you select upgrades on 3 paths: politics, science and trade. So I asked the winners of 179 games to which level they upgraded their city calendar. And here are the results. First, we look at politics. This graph shows that 22 players won the game without upgrading the politics path at all, which is 12% of the players who answered this question. Another 42 winners upgraded only level 1, and if we go further up this graph, we see that 35 winners upgraded to level 2. Another 22 players got the politics special bonus that allows players to upgrade their knights to the highest strength. After that, we see 55 winners, which is 31%, upgrade to level 4 on the politics path. But when you realize that, it's surprising to see that only 3 winners out of 179 upgraded all the way to level 5 in politics. If you look at the science path, which many Cities and Knights experts believe is the strongest path, we see that only 5 winners didn't upgrade the science path at all, and only 6 winners stopped upgrading after level 1. Another 11 winners stopped after upgrading science to level 2. When you combine levels 0, 1 and 2, it totals only 13% of the winners. And here's the reason why. 47 winners finished upgrading after reaching level 3 of the science path. And that's no accident, because it's widely agreed that the level 3 science upgrade called Aqueduct is overpowered compared to the other upgrades. One of my viewers says it best, and I quote, "I think the Aqueduct is way imbalanced compared to other technologies, and it needs to be nerfed." I actually have more data on the power of the Aqueduct later in this video. After that, we see a whopping 94 winners upgraded science all the way to level 4. Getting to level 4 is not a guarantee to get the Metropolis bonus, because someone else might have gotten there first, but it's wild to see that 52% of the winners had at least the level 4 upgrade for science. Therefore, it's no surprise that 16 winners built the science path all the way to level 5. But you might be surprised to hear that some top Cities and Knights players believe that the trade path is actually better than the science path. Let's see if the data backs up that hypothesis. Well, there's 9 winners who most certainly disagree, because they didn't upgrade the trade path at all. Another 28 winners upgraded to level 1, and another 34 winners stopped upgrading after level 2. And that's the exact same number of winners who stopped upgrading once they reached level 3, which unlocks the ability to trade the commodities coin, cloth and paper in a 2-for-1 raid with the bank. Level 4 of the trade path was unlocked by another 64 winners, which is another 36%. And only 8 players upgraded the trade path all the way through. And based on all of this info, I have 3 takeaways for you. The first is that winners upgrade the science path more than the trade path, and much more than the politics path. Does that mean the science path is definitively better? No, but I don't think it's a coincidence either. The second takeaway is that there's less competition to get a trade or politics metropolis. If you need to get an easy metro, don't focus on science. And the third is that Cities and Knights winners invest a lot into the city calendar, especially into the science path and the Aqueduct. So I looked into how strong the Aqueduct truly is, and I was shocked to see that 51% of the games were won by the first player who got the Aqueduct. I know it was strong, but this is crazy. So race to the Aqueduct like your life depends on it. Therefore, I'll give big props to the 25 players who won without getting the Aqueduct at all, because that's almost as difficult as winning after your city got destroyed by a barbarian attack. Speaking of which, only 17% of the 213 winners who filled out this question lost a city at some point during the game. So that means 83% of the winners didn't lose a city ever during the game. So if you have the choice between saving a city and doing something else, keep this in mind. However, some top players seem to believe that it's not that big an issue to lose your city, but I wouldn't bet on it if I were you. And based on the next graph, you especially don't want to lose your city if you start the game from 4th position. On the horizontal axis, you see the starting positions of the Cities and Knights winners, while the colors indicate if their city was destroyed or not. If we only look at the games in which the winner city was actually destroyed, we see the following results. And it turns out that out of 213 games, it happened only 5 times that a player won after losing a city from 4th placement position. Winning after losing a city happened more frequently from 1st, 2nd and 3rd position, but it's still not a good idea. My assumption is that the first 3 positions generally have better ore and wheat, and therefore have less issues rebuilding a city quickly if they lose one. The location of the desert hex affects the win rates of starting positions in the base game, so let's see if it's true for Cities and Knights too. The desert hex can be in 3 different rings: the center of the board, the second ring and the outer ring. Each type of board leads to different advantages and strategies for various playstyles. Therefore, if we only look at games in which the desert hex was in the outer ring, we see a fairly balanced win rate for all positions, although first position won slightly less than the other 3. However, if you look at boards with the desert hex in the second ring, we see that third position wins quite a lot more than the other starting positions. This graph is a bit low on the sample size, so that's why I won't show boards from only the center position, as there is simply not enough games. If we combine our data from the placement position and the data from who was the first to get Aqueduct, the following graph emerges. And what is interesting that if we filter for the winners who were also the first to get the Aqueduct bonus, we see that 4th position is again the outlier. It seems to be incredibly important for 4th position to get the Aqueduct first to win the game. Or it could be the case that 4th position simply gets the Aqueduct faster than its opponents. Either way, the main takeaway from this research is to test the ideas we get from this data and see if these ideas and concept match with what you see happen during a game of Cities and Knights. I also researched if there is a link between being the first to get the Aqueduct and winning despite your city being destroyed, and there seems to be one, although it's very small. Out of the winners whose city was destroyed at some point in the game, 59% of them were the first to get the Aqueduct. And out of the winners who kept their cities, 50% of them were the first to get the Aqueduct. The gap is only 9%, but if you have no city, you can't invest into the city calendar. So this 9% difference might actually be a lot more relevant than it seems. So my takeaway is that if you lose your city, make sure you're the first player to get the Aqueduct. In fact, there's actually a Cities and Knights strategy in which you lose your city on purpose to get the Aqueduct faster. It's called the Aqueduct Gambit, and it's one of the 9 strategies the best Cities and Knights player in the world told me about. Feel free to watch that video here. Regardless, thank you for watching and I see you on the island.